So the first book I read in April was Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson, and I give this 4 out of 5. So the story follows a girl named Abigail and her husband-to-be called Bruce. The story follows them as they get married and then as they go on to their honeymoon at like a retreated island. Peter Swanson pulls it out the bag again with this one. The suspense, the thrills, the anticipation that he writes on the page is amazing. As the story unfolds, we'll find out that Bruce isn't all he seems to be, and Abby, this is no spoiler by the way, had an affair on a hen night, which is a one-night stand, and then this guy who she had the one-night stand with keeps popping up all over the place. So it's a game of, do we trust Bruce? Do we trust the man she slept with? What's going on? And the story unfolds and we have lots of different secondary characters coming to the novel, and it's just really mysterious. Also, like Then They Were None by Agatha Christie sort of vibe to it. So I would definitely recommend reading this one if you've read a lot of Swanson. The second book I read in April was T.M. Logan's The Catch. This was my second novel by T.M. Logan, the first being The Holiday, and I absolutely loved The Holiday. So I thought he can't really get any better than that. But he did, and I give this another 4 out of 5 stars. So The Catch follows Ed and his daughter called Abby. Abby's just got recently engaged to this guy called Ryan, and Ed is always, throughout the novel and from the beginning, worried about this guy. As the book unfolds, it's all about Ed trying to figure out who Ryan actually is. Where did he come from? What's his ulterior motive? Is there an ulterior motive, or is it just all in his head? Why is he so obsessed with this guy? Ed makes it his duty throughout the novel and goes through a lot of risks just to find out who this guy is. Again, with T.M. Logan's thrillers, you're just flicking the pages quickly. You cannot put it down. You're just whipping through the pages. Like, the chapters are short. It's told from a different point of view every time from each character. You've got Ed, you've got the wife, you've got Abby, and you've got Ryan's point of view. And it all unfolds into a big, huge climax at the end, and it's honestly worth a go. So if you've never read any T.M. Logan, I suggest you start with this one, because I have to say it was better than The Holiday. So the next book I read was The Girl from Widow Hills by Megan Miranda, and this one I give 3 out of 5 stars for this one. This was my first book by Megan Miranda, and I have to say, yeah, it was good. It was everything that I feel it should be. You know, you had your primary characters, your secondary characters, the settings were there, the thrills were there, the suspense was there. But what was just missing for me was the originality of it. When I first picked it up and I found out that a girl got swept away during a storm down a drain and it took on a big, huge search and rescue party, I thought, yeah, it's definitely my cup of tea. But the twist wasn't like amazing. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't where I expected it to be. I'll link the full review in the comments below if you want to have a look at that one. But 3 out of 5 stars for The Girl from Widow Hills. The next book I read was The Whisper Man by Alex North. I give this one 5 out of 5. It was really good. It was probably the best book I've read this year, if not of all time, if I'm honest. And I love horrors, I love thrillers, and this just put them both together. I think in Silence of the Lambs meets Stephen King. It was so good. It had me engrossed. I read it within like a day. It was really, really class, to be honest. It was really good. But the story follows Tom Kennedy, who moves with his son after the death of his wife into a town. The town is well known for a serial killer in the past called the Whisper Man. That's all been done, and it's all sorted. The town are getting back on its feet, and then all of a sudden things start happening again into the same pattern as like a copycat killer would do for the Whisper Man. Some proper creepy scenes in this book. Like, I couldn't even go to sleep sometimes. I was like, whoa, that's so creepy. But the character development, the description, like, you can smell, you can taste, you can see, you can feel the scenes in the book. It is top notch for me. I would definitely recommend a bit Alex North, The Whisper Man, if that's the kind of stuff that you're into. Again, there's a full review in the bottom. I'll link in the comments and have a little watch. So the next book I read was Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk. If you've seen me review for Haunted on this book, that is down below in the comments, you know that it was one of the worst books I've ever read. I give it like a 1 out of 5. I would give it a 0 if I could. But honestly, it was shocking. It was fucking shit. Like, there was no character development. There's about 1 million characters. Well, not 1 million, about 23. All telling these individual, mind-boggling, gross, disgusting stories, which are meant to make you put the book down, throw it across the room and never pick it back up again. There's a parental advisory warning on there, but oh my god, it was crap. Like, I actually can't express how bad it was. There's no character development, like I've said. The settings were rubbish. The things that they're doing in the stories, I was just like, this is just absolute garbage. I went on Goodreads and I'm thinking, who the hell is giving this 5 stars, man? What is wrong with you? You need to read some better material than this. Yes, we know you all did Fight Club. Yes, we know Fight Club was a mint film. But at the end of the day, like, that's probably a one-off for me. Like a one-hit wonder. Because this book is shocking. Now, I'm not going to get annoyed if people like it. It's each and everyone's taste. But for me, it wasn't shocking and it wasn't scary. It was just downright shit. But like I say, video below, review on the full review of Haunted by Chuck. Can't even say his second name. Don't even think I said it right before, but check it out. And the final book I read was The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. Now this, again, has been on my TBR for a while, and I found it on BuzzFeed's Most Disturbing Books of All Time or something about that. And I ordered it off World of Books and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. It was really short read. There's only about 200 pages and it was really good. It follows the story of a boy called Frank who is a serial killer. He tells you that from the start of the book, and it goes into his mind on what he does. Trigger warning though, there is animal abuse in there. There is murder, obviously, and there is some scenes that you might be a bit uncomfortable with. So I will give that as a little warning if you want to pick this up. He goes into detail of why he kills the people that he does and why he tortures the animals the way he does. And it then has another timeline on the side of his brother who's just escaped from a psychiatric hospital, and it follows how he's going to be returning to where they live in Scotland and how that's just going to throw everything into motion. It's a really good book. I definitely recommend it. It is a bit old in terms of the context and the things that happen in the book, but it is a masterpiece, and it is called a masterpiece on the front of the book. I would definitely pick it up. That was a 4 out of 5 for me on that one. So there you have it, guys. That's my wrap up for April. I know it's a bit late. It just took a while getting around to putting it on. Please like, comment and subscribe. And thanks once again for visiting my channel. It really is appreciated. Cheers, guys. Bye.